Happy Friday. S&P 500 touched new high this morning. You can see these are futures, and if I go to daily chart really quick, here you go. You can see S&P 500 is looking at making a new high. Here you can see previous highs. This is live future. Already futures are up, and probably looks like we're opening on a gap up. So you can see this is SPY chart, daily chart. You can see here opening on a gap up. You can see this yellow line. This is where futures are. So I think we will top today and then we'll get a pullback. So I want you guys to be careful here. And I think we'll get a pullback, and that at pullback at minimum should take it to, let me show a path. So from here, at least this first gap, which is created yesterday, 607 on XPY. And then I really believe we will go to fill this gap, okay? Which is around 600.94 before we go higher. So at minimum, looking for these two gaps. Now, if the pullback is deeper and there's really a bad news, then we can go here or even here. Still, it could be a pullback. But at minimum, I'm looking for a pullback up to here. And SPX, the levels on this pullback are here. And you can see I'm looking for around 60.94 and then 60.33. So from here, a pullback to here and then here before we go higher. And same story on NASDAQ as well, all right? So just want to make sure, even on NASDAQ, you can see this gap is still not filled. And I'm looking for a pullback at minimum to here before we go higher. And that's about, from percentage-wise, a pullback from where we closed yesterday to about 2.6%. And on QQQ, these are the levels because people don't trade NASDAQ. QQQ is the ETF to trade, and I'm looking for a gap to fill 541 and around 532-ish, okay? So that's what I'm looking for at high level. And I know everybody's bullish, but this looks like a blow off top on triple Q going straight higher. So just be careful. We are getting a straight higher after the 9 counts. So a lot of times we get a pullback a couple of weeks later, this 9 counts. You can see here, we got like multiple weeks and then we didn't really go much. You can see from 9 count sell signal here, which is back in November 2024, from sell signal, we went higher around 4.5% and then came back down significantly. Here we got sell signal and then we came back down. Here has a sell signal and then we went down right away. Here we did not. So it's not a super accurate, but it's telling you to be careful. Here, for example, we had a couple of weeks and then came back down. Here also a couple of weeks later came back down. So we're getting a same signal right now. And just be careful, guys. And then you can see you're way far away from all the moving averages on weekly chart. Even on NDX, you can see same thing here. Very far away from all the moving averages. So a pullback will give them time to catch up, and at minimum a touch of green line. You can see we are not even touching green line. We usually come to touch green lines time and time again. So a pullback will give us an opportunity to touch the green line. All right. So that's what I'm looking for across the board for a short-term pullback, and have some cash ready for a pullback, right? There's no point chasing market here. The time to chase was on a pullback. Every time we get a pullback to 20 moving average on daily chart, look to buy. So a pullback to 20 moving average will be a good opportunity to buy, but not at here. Bitcoin here, you can see here, same thing. Here looks like Bitcoin should also get a pullback. It's still lower high, lower lows, and it's front of a trend line here. You can see here very nicely, you can see a trend line still making a lower high, lower lows. So at least wait for a break of that. But I think this could also come for a pullback. And then BTC chart on a gap perspective, you can see there's a gap right here on 106, and then a deeper pullback can take it to 97. And on Ethereum, still not able to close above this blue line and looking very weak. And a pullback, unfortunately, its gap is around 1700, which is way further out. And on Ethereum chart, this is also below all the blue lines. Right now it's below light blue line, which is 200 SMA, so looking very weak. So let's see. All depends on Bitcoin for Ethereum to do the next steps. And let's go to stocks, and all depends on the market. Stocks like Tesla were very weak. It does feel like they want to go fill this gap on Tesla, which is around here, which is around 309.79. So that would be from where we are right now, a dump of around 5%. That would be, in my opinion, opportunity, a good time to buy, because that's where 200 moving average is coming. And usually we can see we break out, come back to test 200 moving average here. That's very normal for Tesla. It looks like, you can see here we break out, come back to touch 200 moving average, blue line. Here we break out and came back way later. So it is quite possible we want to come back to touch this line and fill this gap. That would be good if we can hold here. A deeper pullback will be taking to 250s, but I don't want to talk about it right now. Apple had a pullback, not a big one, but holding support around this white line, 20 moving average. Let's see if this holds, or they're going to take it down. A lot depends on nvda actually. Nvidia, you can see, just going straight up, breaking out of this big range and make a new high. So a pullback, you can see it's open on a gap up here a couple of days ago, 148. That's really important to fill. A pullback can take, you can see it break out, could do a back test, and that will drive market lower. So you can see a back test of this, or even deeper here. A 144 would be good before we go higher. So something similar I'm looking for. And let's Google also looking good, closing about 200 moving average, but again leaving some gaps behind. Let's look at SMCI. One of my subscribers asked me to take a look at SMCI. So let's see here how things are looking. So this looks like, wow. So let's go to weekly chart to see how things are here. You can see from weekly perspective, we are in front of some resistance here. So if I want to draw a box, you can see here this whole area, here and here, and actually even here where we are right now, this whole area, you can see this resistance area. This is where we are exactly right now. You can see previous resistance, this previous high. Actually, if I just draw a straight line, you can see clearly right here where we are right now, a lot of resistance. Maybe I can draw using a white line for X line. Okay, this is where we are exactly. So this whole box is in front of some resistance here, and you can just draw a box like that, to be exact, $49. And it really needs to close above that on weekly chart. On daily chart, it's going higher, but a lot of gap in front of moving average is going quite far away from the moving average. So let it come back down. Now from gap perspective, I have to chart it further because there are a couple of gaps on the top, but it really needs to break out of this area, which is around 54 to 45. It really needs to break it out from here to be bullish. And then next resistance is previous high here. You can see there's a gap here as well. So this is the next resistance area for it. So a breakout from here where it is right now will take it to next level. We can make it a bit smaller here like this. So a break above this resistance, then next level will be around $65. So short term, let's just take a look at this. So let's see if it can do that. Now a pullback, if we get, then look for gap fills around 42.93. That will be a good area to buy. And a deeper pullback will be coming to around $33. But so far everything is looking good. So look to buy the dip, and I guess we'll get a pullback at some point. So that will be a good opportunity to buy. Okay, that's it for SMCI. And what else? Let's look at commodities. This is US oil. You can see right in the support area here. This is nice area of support, multiple year support, and broke down lot of like multiple months took to break out and eventually broke out and now again in support. So I'm expecting this to hold here. Natural gas also near 200 moving average holding. Gold is down 2%. And finally, because you can see it was going higher on divergence, you can see big divergence here. So that's one of the reasons you know that this rally is gonna stall. I'm just trying to find the right tool. Here, you can see here, big divergence, big divergence. So in order for divergence to go, it really needs to now go lower and then start developing bullish divergence at the bottom. But a pullback is good. And let's see how far we go. There's some support here actually. So at minimum, let's see, this area could act as a support. All right, this whole area. So a pullback to 3200 area, that will be a good area. Silver is still strong, and there is some support here if we get a pullback on silver, this whole area. Here you go. All right. Copper broke out yesterday, now 7-count sell signal. Sugar is finally bouncing from nice buy zone, so still a lot of upside possible. Wheat is again came to trend line and now bouncing. This was a fake out move. Corn here getting a 9 counts buy signal here. Dollar index weak. Wow, again weak. Just keeps going lower and lower. New lows on the dollar. Well, I have to chart it out now where it could be the next support. This is actually a nice support area here. So let's see if it can go there or it's gonna keep going lower. Very weak for US market. Shopify also had little pullback. Would have been good to buy. I've missed to buy this here, but let's see if it can pull back later. We'll see. MicroStrategy is also looks like just holding here, ready to break out, but there's also a gap here around 377. So let's see if it can fill there, but all depends on Bitcoin. And then I think Nike had earnings and it was boosting like yesterday up 10% here, 11% higher Nike. Boom, like unbelievable. So it had an earnings here, big dump, and now it's going on a gap up. Look to sell it. Look to sell Nike if you're already holding it and then you're in profit just before earnings. This was a big move. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And then VIX, you can see VIX still going lower. Could be getting a 7, 8, 9 count signal. So we don't need to get a pullback right away. Could take it to next week, and then VIX can start to go higher. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying 7, 8, 9 on VIX yet, but could be time to be cautious here. I wouldn't be buying anything here, especially at all-time high. Let it cool down a bit, right? That's what my message is. Okay, guys, that's it for today. In terms of levels, I share this with my subscribers. If you want to know more about this, like where to buy and sell, this is not the area to buy. You want to really buy in green lines. Even on Bitcoin, you can see it's now coming towards green line. So if you want to know more about this, click on the join button in the description bottom left and join the channel. Let me know your user ID. Very important. Let me know user ID, how you joined on YouTube. Then I will move you to members section in Discord where I share these levels and the stocks I buy. You can see, for example, Tesla I was sharing. I bought it here yesterday on the touch of green line and I sold it as we were going to the neutral line. So a lot of profit you can make, guys. So subscribe. It's very, very cheap. All right. Have a good one. Bye.